The city of Fresno recently received more than $43.5 million for infrastructure improvements after previously receiving another $250 million from state lawmakers. That's a lot of money. On this Wired Wednesday, we're checking in with GV Wire reporter Edward Smith to talk about what Fresno Mayor Jerry Dyer has planned for all of this money. Edward, good morning. Let's talk about the plan for these improvements, buildings, parking. What's going on?
Yeah, good morning, Kim. So the mayor's long had a goal of reaching 10,000 housing units in his term. This will be a big step toward it. Developers have long talked about the need for water, sewer, sidewalk improvements, and 300 million can go a long way for that.
It can. So what are some like specifics? Is there like a corner where we know we'll see something, or some of the video we were showing yesterday when we were reporting on this story was that a building that's there was all of a sudden just so pretty after being kind of dilapidated? Is it plans to refurbish existing buildings?
So a lot of it's going to be at the street end and looking at and being able to connect a lot of the older infrastructure, water and sewer mains near specific projects. The city pointed out, J.C. Penney building, pointed out a couple former projects as well, CVS building and the South Stadium building. So it looks like a lot of those projects will go, a lot of the infrastructure investment will go there.
It's hard because when you talk sewer and water lines, that's under the ground. We don't really see it. It's not pretty, and it's hard to see the progress. But when you talk about the housing that you brought up, the mayor had said, what like 3,000 people live downtown now, and he wants 10,000 to be living there in the next few years. Is that how the housing, what the housing will deliver?
Developers have long said that the biggest obstacle to getting more housing there is the infrastructure need. We're talking about sewer lines and water lines that are more than 100 years old in some cases. So when they have to bring up buildings to code, that means that they've got to make major investments into those infrastructure needs that sometimes banks won't cover because they're not sure that they're going to get the return on that.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You got to get the foundation first. Hey, how competitive are these grants for all this money that's coming in?
So the city of Fresno had said something, maybe about 30 to 50 other cities had applied for these, but it turned out that Fresno became one of 7 cities to get this infill infrastructure grant program.
Wow. Okay. Pat on the back for us. What do environmental groups say about this investment?
Environmental groups have been concerned about rising about gentrification in downtown area. There was a letter penned some time ago when the first 250 million came out. They were concerned about housing prices going up at the same time. Developers say that that'll actually bring housing costs down, but they do have concerns about gentrification in the area.
Can you tell more about that? You mean pushing people out who have been there for a long time?
Yeah, there are a number of affordable housing projects that are in downtown Fresno. So they are concerned that, with as more market rate housing goes into the area, it could push out, affordable housing. They're concerned that it could push out affordable housing tenants and people who need assistance.
Okay, well, we will watch to see how this does progress. Edward Smith with GV Wire, thanks a lot for joining us on this Wired Wednesday morning.
Thank you, Kim.
Great day. We'll be right back.